Oh, hey, there you are again. Welcome back to It's All About the Benjamins, baby. This is money tip number 3, and do I ever have a tip for you? Today we're talking about credit card debt. How many of you have a credit card with debt on it? Don't raise your hand, young lady. But please do come over to this board of love. As you can see, credit card balance is $499. That is the average credit card debt of a college student, $499. Average interest rate is 18.69%. At this rate, at the minimum payment, roughly, you will be paying $20 a month. It will take you over 3.5 years. 3.5 years of your life. I haven't even been married that long. It will take you that much to pay off $500, and you'll end up paying an extra $181. That doesn't sound like a good deal to me. I don't know about you. So here's some tips. If you have trouble keeping your credit card debt under control, why don't you start snipping those credit cards in half so you can't spend anything? Why don't you pay more than the minimum payment? And for Pete's sake, don't open up any more credit cards. All right. Have a good one. Till next time.
Hey, it's me again. That was awesome. Pete, for Pete's sake, where's Pete? I met a Pete psych today. Is Pete here? Hey, Pete. Hey, glad you're here. It's your first time here, right? Welcome. So, for Pete's sake. All right, well, guys, we're going to have another intro video. And Pastor Luke is going to be preaching, continuing our series, Jesus Doesn't Need Your Money, powerful stuff. And so let's play this intro video, and then we're going to give Pastor Luke a massive round of applause. Let's play it.
You know, I'm really glad we get to spend this time together. No one else, just me and you. It's needed.
Guys, I am so glad we decided to do this. Like, spending 10% of all our time together. Like, man, you guys are the best. I love you guys. Do you guys love me too?
When you look me in the eyes, I catch a glimpse of heaven. I find
Hello, and welcome. Welcome to Momentum. What a good night so far. And, there were 7 girls who came over here to get a free ticket. So I'll pay for the 2 girls. So all will go for free. So that's cool. I want to see as many there as possible. So I'm excited to do that. Open your Bibles tonight to, let's see here, if I have it. Oh. Okay, Luke chapter 14. Open your Bibles to Luke chapter 14. I want to hear buttons clicking or pages churning. Or I want to see your thumbs swiping. Okay, so this is our verse for the night. Okay, and let me just put a disclaimer on this verse. I am using it a bit out of context, just a bit, but it still works well with the way I want to use it. But Luke chapter 14, 28 through 30. Let me read this verse to you. They will not have it up there because I just added it just minutes ago. It says this. It says, "But don't begin until you count the cost. For who would begin construction of a building without first calculating the cost to see if there is enough money to finish it?" It's up there. "Otherwise, you might complete only the foundation before running out of money, and then everyone would laugh at you." Is it the correct translation up there? Not really. NLT. Last verse. "They would say, 'There's the person who started that building and couldn't afford to finish it.'" That's a little verse about money. And so I think it fits well. "For which of you, desiring to build a tower, does not first sit down and count the cost, whether he has enough to complete it? Otherwise, when he has laid a foundation and is not able to finish, all who see it begin to mock him, saying, 'This man began to build and was not able to finish.'" Jesus doesn't need your money. How many people have really enjoyed the money series so far at Momentum? I have really enjoyed this. And tonight, this is going to be the most practical money message you have ever heard. And so I want to just plead with you tonight. Please, please, please take as many notes as you can. What I am going to tell you tonight changed my life. You ready? Okay. So I just beg you, don't be stupid. Take notes, please. This will change your life. I'm living proof. Everything I'm going to talk about tonight, I have done and I practice and I currently do with my money. Hold on, watch this. I got to get the green off the screen. ADD or OCD about that. And so, just take the notes because I do this and it works. And so, we're going to just do it. I'll get into it in a minute, but I'll tell you a few stories about how all this began for me. I was a college student at ORU, Oral Roberts University in Tulsa, Oklahoma. I got a valet parking job, and I was working on the valet team, and I was doing good. They enjoyed me. They call you and say, can you work tonight? It's not a 9 to 5 kind of business. They just would call you on the day of and say, there's a party tonight. Can you work? And I was constantly saying, yes, I'll be there. Yes, I'll be there. Yes, I'll be there. So they finally said, okay, you're reliable. Can you do a consistent valet parking job at this really nice golf club in Tulsa? I said, absolutely. They said, great. Just show up every single Wednesday night it was like 5 o'clock for the dinner, and just rich people after rich people will come to the most expensive restaurant you've ever witnessed, and they'll just give you money hand over fist. You want that? I'm like, yes, I want that. Praise the Lord. I'm blessed right now. And so I was so excited, but I get there, and it's me and one other man named Bob, and he's 75 years old. And I'm going to be with Bob from 5 p.m. until about 11 p.m. or midnight, depending on when the last person comes out of the restaurant and wants their car, every Wednesday. Not excited about that. Bob didn't talk much. He didn't say much. Now, I'm in college, and I'm smart enough at this point in my life to realize I'm spending hours and hours with one man named Bob, and he's 75 years old. I have to find a common interest. Conversation has to begin. I just can't sit or stand quietly for hours on end every single Wednesday night. I don't know if it's even worth it. I'm making good money, but is it worth it? I don't know. I'm driving myself insane. And so finally, one Wednesday night, Bob brings a radio. And it's getting cold outside, so we sit in a warm room and we just stare at the door that has a big window, and we watch for people to come in or out, and we'll run to them to get their keys. So anyway, we sit in this warm room, and he turns on the radio, and he turns on this radio station called Clark Howard. Has anybody ever heard of Clark Howard? Wow. Write this down, Clark Howard. Don't be a dullard tonight. Write this down, Clark Howard. Clark Howard has a radio station and a website, and all he does is teach you about money. It was crazy. I never heard this guy before, and none of you have either. But this guy is popular. It's like he's like a secular Dave Ramsey. Has anybody ever heard of Dave Ramsey? Yeah, because you're all Christians. You're like, oh, the Christian circles are so cool. Well, there's another guy named Clark Howard. And he's just as brilliant. And he's just as kind-hearted as Dave Ramsey. And so anyway, Clark Howard just begins to talk about money, talk about retirement. He started saying a thing called Roth IRA. I'd never even heard of that before. He started talking about what it looks like to invest, how to spend your money wisely. He started just going on and on and on and on. And this was very interesting to me. I was like soaking this in. I'd be tuned into the radio and not even aware I was at work. So Bob began to ask me questions about my debt. Do you have any school debt? Do you have any car debt? Do you have any credit card debt, Luke? He would ask me question after question. He'd say, do you have retirement set up? No, I don't. He said, I have an 8-year-old grandson right now that works for me every summer. He's got like this business, and he works for me every summer, and at the end of every summer, I give him a check as his due, his pay, but I don't give it to him because he's not a legal worker. I put it into a Roth IRA at the end of every summer, $5,000 he puts into a Roth IRA for his 8-year-old son, and he says, it's my goal by the time my grandson turns 18 that he will have $1 million in investments. I said, are you kidding me? Why aren't you my grandpa? What was my grandpa doing? Why? Wow, really? $1 million by the time he turns 18? He goes, yes, I want him to have $1 million by the time he turns 18 so that when he turns 18, he's finally a legal adult. He can pull the money out tax-free. I learned about tax-free investments, all this stuff. He's teaching me everything, Bob and Clark. Became my best friends on a Wednesday night. And I said, you can pull this money out tax-free. He says, yes, the government can't touch it. I said, this is incredible. And then Clark Howard would go on and on and on. And Clark Howard said something one Wednesday night that blew my mind. Are you ready? He said, if a 15-year-old put $2,000 a year into a Roth IRA for 7 years, so that totals $14,000, never touched it again, when he turns 65, that will become $1 million. Has anybody heard that before? Did you guys know that? If you're 15 years old, $2,000 a year, only until you're 21. So after you're 21, don't put any more money in it. Just let it sit. By the time you're 65, it'll be $1 million. And that's at a 9% interest rate, which has been tracking at a 9% growth since 1920s. All right? And you can even do better interest rates than that. Sometimes you get up to 12% interest rates a year. And that's just at a subtle 9%, which has been tracking well since the 1920s. I learned all this stuff. This was incredible. Then I finally get married. And I had started to put some of Bob's and Clark's principles into my life. I started spending wisely, thinking about money differently, thinking about my retirement at a young age. And then Jen and I get married, and we had made it a goal. When we get married, we want this much money in our bank account. We want to get rid of this debt. She had some debts in her life. I had some debts in my life. I had a car debt. She had some credit card debts. I owed money on a ring that I had bought her, an engagement ring, and she owed some money here and there. And we decided to get rid of debt, do all this stuff, do everything we can. By the time we get married, then we're going to take a course, a Dave Ramsey course called Total Money Makeover. And we paid $100 for a DVD set. $100 for a DVD set. That's it. You're like, $100, that's nothing compared to future investments that could save you millions. Right? $100 for a DVD set of Dave Ramsey. And then after we went through this DVDs, like a 12 DVD set, 1 hour teaching at a time, we then implemented Dave Ramsey's principles into our life. This is when we first got married, our first year of marriage. We've been married for over 7 years now. And we've done all this stuff for 7 years now. And we are so blessed because of it, okay? And so tonight, I'm going to give you the 12 things that Dave Ramsey taught us to do that Clark Howard agrees with and that Bob has told me to do, okay? But the 12 principles Dave Ramsey wants you to do to have a total, he calls it a total money makeover. I don't even know if I'm allowed to even tell you what I'm about to tell you tonight. This could all be copyrighted and I could be getting into a lot of trouble, but I love you tonight. So, we are going to give you, are you ready for this? These will change your life. Okay, take notes. Abby Herr, for crying out loud, where's your phone? Okay, good. Let's go. Number 1, give every penny a name. What? Give every penny a name. Never end the month saying, where did that $500 go? And this is how you do it. This is how you do it. You do something called creating the envelope system. So you get a check. Let's just say you get a check, and it's like $10,000 a week, which is what I make. So it's pretty easy for me to give this principle right now. That's a joke, people. That is a joke. Some of you are like completely offended right now. Oh my gosh, a pastor makes $10,000 a week. No, I don't. But let's just say you make $10,000 a week. Okay? You need to name every penny of that $10,000. Okay, 100 of it goes to Wi-Fi. 100 of it goes to cable. 100 of it goes to gas. 100 of it goes to dinner. 100 of it goes to electricity bill. 200 of it goes to car payment. Blah, 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 blah. Name every single penny. Then you have $8,000 left over. Okay, that $8,000 goes into my savings account. Every penny is named. Okay? And I'm talking every penny. You want to buy a cup of coffee. You create an envelope, and you write on that envelope coffee. And every week when you get your paycheck, you put $10 in that envelope. And when $10 is up, you can't buy any more coffee now. Because that's your coffee money. Name every penny you have. Don't end the month saying, oh my gosh, where did $700 go? I don't know what I spent it on. That's because you aren't being good with your money. Money's getting in your pocket, but it's just coming out without much thought to it. You went to Taco Bell 6 times in 1 week. You know, we've all been there. You went to the gas station, you got gas, but then you decided to get a candy bar and a drink. Did you financially set yourself up to get a candy bar and a drink? When you're only making about $100 a week, that candy bar and a drink can get you into debt. You can swipe your debit card and accidentally overdraft without even realizing it. Then you have a $30 fee. Oh, man, that stinks. Name every single penny and create an envelope system. So we have some envelopes. We do the envelope system. Well, I'm 31 years old, and I have an envelope system. And one of my envelopes actually says dog. Because I have a dog, and I have to spend money on that dog. We're talking haircuts, food, shots, pills. Come on. And I want to know that I have money at the end of the month to give my dog what she needs. I don't want to just say, hey, do we have any money in the bank today so we can buy dog food? That's not the way you live your life. That's not the way you manage money. So do that. So we've got things like coffee envelope. We've got a date night envelope, okay? We got clothes envelope. Yes, a clothes envelope. And one time, Jen was putting $20 like a week in there for me, and I forgot about it, and like months went by, and then I opened it up. I had like $220 that I didn't know I even had, and it was marked clothes, and Lucas clothes. And I said, it's time to go shopping. I'm like, I have got money set aside for me to buy clothes? Jen's like, yeah, I've been putting $20 in a week for you. Praise the Lord. But what if you didn't have that? Hey, can I buy clothes this weekend? Oh, I don't know. What's in the bank account? That's no way to do it, right? I have money. I have one called clothes. I have one called haircuts. We got an envelope called haircuts. We got an envelope called play money. You can make any envelopes you want based upon your lifestyle. If you've got 3 parrots, mark an envelope parrots. I don't know. Do what you got to do. Name every single penny. That's number 1. You guys understand that now? Give every penny a name? Okay, cool. Number 2, only good debt you should have is house debt and school debt. Those 2 debts are called good debts. Anything outside of that is bad debt. It's called bad debt. Good debt is your education and your house. But bad debt is anything outside of those 2 things. Anything. Oh, but I have a car debt. That's actually not good. Oh, I got credit card debt. That's not good. Oh, I took out a loan to buy an Xbox. That's not good. Trust me. And if you've put it on the credit card and you've set yourself up payment plans to pay off your mountain bike and your brand new sofa and your Xbox 360, that's not good. What happens if you get into a car accident? And you have really bad insurance like we all young adults do, right? PLPD, we're not liable for anything. All of a sudden, you've got to pay thousands of dollars out of pocket. But, you have a couch on your credit card. Oh, you've got to have $800 in debt on your credit card in no time. No time flat. That's not good debt. Get rid of car debt. Get rid of credit card debt. And here's the advice. Start with the smallest debt first and then work your way up. Okay? Negotiate. You can do this. Please, you can do this. Negotiate with credit card companies and lenders because they will give you more time. They will extend your thing. They'll even sometimes diminish your payments a month to make it smaller for you. Talk to them. Work with them. They will work with you. This is really true stuff, okay? Only good debt you should have is house debt and school debt. If you have debt other than that, work as hard as you can to get rid of it. Sell everything to pay off debt. Visa doesn't care about you. They don't. All they want is your money and then with interest added. And Visa owns the skyscrapers. And you own a $2,000 junker car. So who's in better shape? Don't let them have the last laugh. Don't let them have that last laugh. So, there you go. Number 3, set up a living will. A living will. And you're like, what is that? Look into it. Google it. Living will. Set up a living will. Maybe right now in your life you're not at a point where you need to set up a living will. But as you begin to get to build up assets in your life, things like multiple cars, maybe a house. All of a sudden you have dogs, you've got a boat, you've got a motorcycle. These are called assets. That means your net worth is increasing. You know, right now, maybe the only thing you own is a bicycle. That means your net worth is about $150. But one day your net worth could be worth millions, depending on everything you own. You need to set up a living will. What that means is that if anything tragic happens to you, you die unexpectedly, your stuff isn't taken by the state and put in storage. It's given to family members and loved ones who will take care of your belongings. Children, some of you have children. What happens if you die unexpectedly? A living will writes out in legal terms that this child is given to this person that you've recommended and stated on that living will. Okay? These are really important things. Your stuff is worth money, and the state will take it from you, unfortunately. So set up a living will. Number 4, pay cash for everything. Okay? Buy smart and save money. Cash is king. And here you go. Here's a piece of advice. If you're purchasing something over $200, take 24 hours and sleep on that decision. $200, oh, that's nothing. It is something. $200, you worked for that $200, and you will give it away just as quickly as it was given to you. And don't do that. If you're purchasing anything over $200, sleep on it for 24 hours, and then wake up the next day and say, ooh, I'm glad I didn't impulse buy that, because I don't really want it this morning. You know? So think about it. Do that. That's a good way to live your life. Save up money before you buy it. That's called delayed gratification. We don't like that word. Those two words. Delayed gratification. Pastor Luke, I need that new Fallout video game. You don't understand. I need that thing. It's coming out in just a few days. 7 days. You know, I'm in no financial situation to buy that $60 game, but I need it, and I'm willing to go into debt for that. I'm willing. No. Delayed gratification. If you don't have cash to buy that thing, don't buy it. Here's a really good thing to live by. Make discounts your goal and not the other way around. Make discounts your goal. Don't make looking the best and wearing the most expensive stuff your goal. Don't make the best car your goal. That's a scary goal, especially at our young age. So make getting discounts your goal. Number 5, cut up your credit cards. Credit card companies make money off of you. That's their entire business. You think they're being so generous. Oh, here's $500. Go ahead and spend. No problems. Here's a credit card. Max amount, no limit. Go, 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 go. We love you, man. Do your thing, girl. You go. Their entire goal is to make money off of you, not to help you. You realize that? Cut up your credit cards. You don't need them anyway. Trust me. You don't need it. Now, listen to this article. An article I read today. Title of this article was, What You Post on Facebook Could Damage Your Credit Score. You guys believe that? Listen to this. According to a report by the Financial Times, some of the top credit rating companies are now using people's social media accounts to assess their ability to repay debt. So if you want to be able to qualify for a loan and borrow money, this is just another reason to avoid certain sayings by saying certain things on the Facebook. Quote, if you look at how many times a person says wasted on their profile, it has some value in predicting whether they're going to repay their debt. Will Lansing, chief executive at credit rating company FICO, told the Financial Times. He also quotes saying, it's not much of a change, but I can promise you it's a lot more than zero. Or he says, it's more than zero. Can you believe that? That's crazy. They're out to get you. They're not out to help you. All right? Be aware of that. So cut up your credit cards. Number 6. Create a wants and needs list. Stick with me now. take 1 month and spend as you normally spend for 1 month. You willy-nilly buy coffee every morning. Then write down bought coffee. You filled up your tank, write down filled up tank. You bought a new dress, write down bought a dress. You got a haircut, write down haircut. You got some highlights and some lowlights, write that down. You bought some maternity clothes, write it down. You bought a new hat, write it down. You, whatever, you got a hotel for the night with you and your wife, you write that down. You write everything down, and then at the end of every single day, mark by everything you purchased, want or need. And I'll just say this, coffee is not a need. Coffee's not a need, that's a want. It's called a wants and needs list. If it falls in the wants list, exclude it from your life. Pastor Luke, you're so mean. No. This will set you up for success. So get real, get honest with yourself. If in anything that was a need, that was a want, exclude it, and then add that up and see how much money you can save at the end of every single month. Because at the end of the year, you could purchase those things you really need, like a car, like another semester of college, like your books that you need for class, right? The list can go on and on and on. An investment for your business, doesn't matter. An instrument to excel your life mission. You can get the cash to do what you need to do to excel your life, not to hold you back. So create your wants and needs list, okay? For 1 month, then investigate it after a month, add up everything, and then restructure your spending. Give every penny a name, create your envelope system, and you're right off to a great start. You're off to a good start now. All right, number 7. Have a $1,000 emergency fund you only touch in emergencies. What's an emergency? Car breaking down. Yeah, you got to get to work. You know, you went to the hospital because you got sick. That $1,000 adds up like that. Trust me. You know, the list, your water heater breaks at your house. Your toilet breaks at your house. Your air conditioning shuts down. Your HVAC unit goes on the fritz. Trust me, you need $1,000 in the middle of February when your heater breaks in your home. It happened to us. Boom, I had $1,000 in the emergency fund I never touched. And I just pulled the money right out, gave it to our guy, heater fixed, no sweat. No sweat. I can still pay my bills. I can still go out to eat that night. I took my family out to eat. The guy fixed my heater. I came home. Heater was fixed. I gave him some money. Boom. No sweat. We didn't care. Then I built the $1,000 back up. Only took a few weeks. But there's emergency fund, okay? It's easy. Maybe. Number 8. Have 3 to 6 months of living expenses set aside for a rainy day. What's a rainy day? When you get fired from your job and it takes you 4 months to find a new job. Can you still pay all your bills while you're off work? So set aside 3 to 6 months of living expenses in the bank that you don't touch for anything. You never touch it until you really need it. It's called a rainy day. Set aside for a rainy day. Have 3 to 6 months of living expenses set aside for a rainy day. So your mortgage bill is $1,000 every month. Your car insurance is $200 every month. Your whatever. The list goes on and on and on. You add up everything for enough 3 to 6 months of living expenses so that if you ever get into an emergency, you've got money set aside so you can live for 3 to 6 months without having a job. Because it's probably going to take you sometimes that long to find another job, even or longer, I don't know. Or maybe less time, but anyway. Have 3 to 6 months. Number 9, live below your means. Live like no one else so you can live like no one else one day. Live below your means. So you make $30,000 a year. Live below that. Live at $25,000 a year. Live at $20,000 a year. Try to live at $15,000 a year. I remember when Jen and I were both working, which we're not anymore. She had a full-time job. I had a full-time job. We only lived off of my salary. Think about that. For years, everything she made went into the bank account, and we never touched it. so that when she finally left her job and she started having babies, we didn't need her money. Didn't need her money. Didn't need her money. Didn't need her money. Get smart. Get smart. Come on. Live below your means. Oh, man, I can't tell you how many times we wanted to take an extravagant vacation. Oh, I can't tell you how many times we wanted to buy a brand new car. Come on, 2016 Ford Explorer. Come on, baby, rev it up. Let's go. No. I went on Craigslist. I want that one, I guess. But I paid cash for it. Right? So, do it. Live below your means. Number 10, be aggressive about debt and sell everything you have to get rid of it. To do so. Sell everything you have to do so. Sell everything you have to get out of debt. It's the best thing you can do. It's the best thing you can do. Be aggressive about debt and sell everything you have to do so. Sell everything. Just even threaten your kids. I will sell you to pay off my car debt. I will sell you to do that. Now, the only debt Jen and I have is our house. I don't owe anybody anything but our home. I own my cars. I own everything. Listen, that's awesome. So, that means I've paid cash for my cars. I pay cash for vacations. I pay cash for anything and everything. I bought Jen a ring for her birthday and Christmas, kind of right in there, and I paid cash for it. I own everything. It doesn't own me. I own it. Don't let things own you. You own them. Number 11, give 10% to the church first. It's called a tithe. Give 10% to the church first. Number 12, last thing. This is a great principle, and I love this one. Everything's negotiable. Don't take the first price you are given. I tested this. I remember the first time I tested this. It's hilarious. Our washing machine broke at our house. It was years ago. This is a couple of years ago. It was 6 years ago or something like that. We just moved in. Jen was doing like the first load of laundry in our home, and it just breaks. She's like, this thing's broke already. You know, on and on and on, frustration. So, but we had just taken the Dave Ramsey course, and he had made this point. Everything's negotiable. I went to Home Depot in Fenton. I walked in there. I saw a washing machine that I could easily afford. It was not even a good one. It's cheap and junky, really. They make such awesome washing machines. Anyway, I bought this super cheap one. It was like just a few $100s. And the lady's there, and she's just an employee, and I'm looking at her, I'm looking at the price, and I said, I want this washing machine, but I want a discount. All right, so what I'm going to do now is I'm going to teach you how to negotiate. You ready? This is what Dave Ramsey did, and I did it, and it worked. I look at a washing machine. I look at the lady. She's helping me out. I said, I want this washing machine, but I want a discount. Her response was, well, I can't give you a discount. It doesn't work like that. How many people think it doesn't work like that? You're like, you're negotiating at Home Depot? Who does that? You can do it. And this was her response. I can't give you a discount. And I said, well, get me somebody who can. And she got all worked up. Well, I can do it. I'm like, you can do it? She's like, yeah, I can do it. Well, give me a discount. How much discount can you give me? She's like, let me go talk to my manager. She goes to talk to me. She comes back. She's like, I could take $50 off of it. I'm like, really? She's like, yeah. I'm like, I'll take it. Boom, $50 off. $50. What can you do with $50? I could take my family to Taco Bell 5 times probably. You know what I'm saying? I could go out. I could do stuff with $50. So everything's negotiable. I negotiated a washing machine. I negotiated from ABC Warehouse a TV. It was a 60-inch flat-screen TV. It was awesome. I got like $600 off of it. Can you believe that? I just kept talking to one man. I said, can I get a discount? He's like, I can't give you a discount. I said, give me somebody who can. He said, well, okay. He left. He brings this guy to me. I want a discount. I can take $200 off. No, I want more. Well, I can't do that for you. If you can't do it for me, who can? He goes, well, there's another guy here. I think he probably could. He's kind of over all of the warehouses in the southern Michigan. I said, get this guy. This guy comes over. He looks at me. He's like, you want more money off this thing? I want $600 off it. He's like, fine. He was all frustrated. He said, fine. Who cares if he's frustrated? I put a TV in my car and I drove away. You know what I'm saying? $600 off. That's awesome. Now listen, you can negotiate. I negotiated cars. I've negotiated homes. I've negotiated washing machines. Everything is negotiable. Find the item you want. Ask for a discount. If they can't do it, ask for somebody who can. They will find somebody who can give you a discount. When an employee walks up to their manager and says, somebody wants a discount off an item, can we give it to them? That means that manager is walking over knowing exactly what his business is. And all he knows is he's coming to negotiate something. So you're clear in your direction. He knows what's happening, and he's in a state of mind when he arrives to you of discounts. So when you ask, they usually give it to you. Okay? So just work it. Do it. Okay, now, I gave you a very practical, awesome message. These are things that we do. These are the principles that Jen and I live by. I just don't teach them to you. These are things that we live by. This is what we do. Now, you do them, please. I hope you took notes. I hope you learned a lot. If you can't get everything I said down, just talk to me tonight. I can email you this message, this whole thing. But listen, I want you to be successful. I want you to have money. You know, money is awesome. It's a great thing. You know, and so one of the things about having money is you can be generous. You can be generous. I love being generous. I love being able to buy my birthday presents and Christmas presents and do things for people. I like that. It feels so good. You know, and one of the things is we got kingdom builders. This is an awesome thing that we're doing. And every single thing we're getting is for the community. It's incredible. And so what we want to do now is I just want to show you a couple different videos here about what's happening with kingdom builders. And there's going to be 2 different videos that we're going to play. But within these videos, they're going to lay out 3 different things that this money is going to, just kind of casting vision and letting you know about where exactly this $100,000 that we're trying to raise is going towards. Okay, so just check out these videos, get some vision, learn some stuff,